Taking a stand, school walkouts across the country and here in Maryland 1 month after the massacre at a Florida high school. Their powerful message.
Hello again, I'm Jessica Cartalio. Students at thousands of schools across the country walk out of school this morning to protest gun violence. The 17-minute walkout comes exactly 1 month after a gunman killed 17 students and staff at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida. Nikki Batiste is there and has the latest for WJZ.
Hundreds of students and teachers walked out of Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School at 10 o'clock this morning in Florida.
If it's going to change anything, it's going to happen at Parkland because everyone's really powerful here, you know.
They gathered at the school's football field for 17 minutes, one for each of the Parkland shooting victims. Students here at Marjory Stoneman Douglas High School say the goal is not only to honor those they lost, but to keep national attention on gun violence.
It's not an issue of age limits or an issue of just mental health. It's an issue of assault weapons.
This is what democracy looks like!
From outside the White House to Indianapolis, thousands of students took part in the nationwide protest. In Charlotte, North Carolina, students placed flowers in front of the names of each victim.
We want students to know that their voice matters.
Only about 2% of schools nationwide are taking part in the walkout. At Mastery Charter School's Shoemaker campus in Philadelphia, students feel the protests don't recognize everyday violence in urban communities.
It's not like the issue doesn't matter, because of course it matters. It's lives that just got lost. But at the same time, we're not cherishing all lives.
And the gun control protests don't end with the walkout. Many students are organizing voter drives, and the March for Our Lives rally for school safety is scheduled later this month. Nikki Batiste, CBS News, Parkland, Florida.
And now let's go live to Rick Ritter in North Baltimore with how local schools are participating in this national walkout. Good afternoon, Rick.
Well, Jess, it was a somber morning here at Baltimore Polytech with students laying on the ground, some teachers even joining in. It was exactly 1 month ago today that 17 people were gunned down in Florida. Students here worried they could be next.
Let me ask y'all something. Are y'all used to it?
A powerful scene at Baltimore Polytech.
We entirely underestimate the power of a gun.
Hundreds of students turning their anger and grief into a call for action by walking out of class and honoring the victims killed in Florida.
It doesn't seem right that children are being allowed to die in this country.
The show's support is part of a nationwide movement. Students across the country pushing for stricter gun laws, worried that without help, their fears will soon be reality.
I'm just afraid that trying to go from my English class to my math class, I'm going to be shot, and I'm afraid that my mother is going to have to identify my body.
Students laid on the ground and sat in silence for 17 minutes, honoring the 17 victims gunned down at Stoneman Douglas High.
To see the many people that's laying down right now, it gives me hope that we can have the opportunity to show that this is what change can do.
It's a movement that was mirrored nationwide on Wednesday. In Baltimore County, students at Franklin High also joined in. A similar scene in Silver Spring at Montgomery Blair High School. Tens of thousands of students hoping the walkout sparks changes they've been praying for.
We are our future, and if we see that this is an issue, then they should take notice of that.
Jess, Harford County School District, one of the few that did not support this protest, saying that students would be disciplined if they walked out of class. Now, we know at least one school in Harford County did participate. The ACLU says they were on standby, waiting to hear from any students who felt their rights were being violated. Jess?
Rick, thank you. After today, many students are looking forward to the national school walkout that is scheduled to take place next weekend on March 24th in Washington, D.C.